Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. I have two very special guests with me tonight, Donna Stiles and Andy Reif from the Trinity Firsy Hope Center. And when you look in the dictionary, if you look up the word volunteer, you'll see these two, and a few others too, because they really give tribute tremendously to the Trinity Firsy Hope Center. And Donna, every time I've been there, you're there. You're there 24/7 or what?
Sometimes.
Rod's there too, as Rod's her husband. But what got you interested in helping here at the Hope Center?
I actually started right after I retired. Retirement didn't work for me.
No, you got too much energy.
It did not work. So I got involved with Code Blue, and that was when M25 was still running Code Blue, and that was at Corson Hall. And then COVID happened, and of course we all know that was the birth of the Hope Center, was COVID.
Yeah, good point.
And I just kind of stuck around. I kind of came with the address, and then we changed the address. But yeah,
you actually created the address.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, explain that. That's interesting about the address.
Yeah, we were at one time the Trinity Church and the Hope Center were both one address. It was 100 South 2nd Street in Millville. We at that time were realizing our guests needed to be able to declare a mailing address, and the only way to do that was that we petitioned the city. And after took about 2 months, we went through the city, we went through County 911, the whole 9 yards, and that's when the Hope Center itself became 102 South 2nd Street.
Oh, that's good.
Trinity Church remains 100.
Right. Well, that makes sense because it's behind
Yes.
it. Yeah.
But once we got a separate address for the Hope Center, we got certified by the county as a homeless assistance center. And that's when our guests were legally able to declare 102 South 2nd Street as their legal mailing address.
That's wonderful.
So they can receive all mail, including government mail. It counts when they go to get IDs.
Oh,
It
that's
is
great.
a legal mailing address.
Oh, that's super.
So,
If I could jump in for a minute, if you don't mind, Donna. Donna and I were talking the other day about homeless shelter,
Right.
homeless people, homeless. We just don't see it that way.
No.
They are our neighbors. They're our
Yeah.
friends. They're our guests. These are people that we need. We feel driven spiritually
Sure.
to help and to get the services that they need. Fill their bellies,
Yeah, you guys are great at that.
Oh, no. The meals are unbelievable. Donna does a great job with the meals. But, I mean, it's more than that. It really is more than just trying to give them a meal a day, send them on their way. I mean, they do their laundry, they have showers. There's so
super.
many things that have grown from serving Donna peanut butter and jelly sandwiches years ago in the middle of a park to the Hope Center, which, through two churches merging and having that building and the Holy Spirit being involved and the things
Absolutely.
that happened created the Hope Center. And it's been just so successful. And, it's people like Donna and some of our other volunteers that just are always stepping up, and they're always there and coming up with new ideas on ways to help people that need. But we don't like to say homeless anymore.
No.
No.
Neighbors.
Yeah.
We are there for our neighbors. We
Yeah.
are there for our community. We're there for the city.
Yeah, and thank
And
God.
we're there for our family.
You do a super job. All of you do. I mean, it's just amazing. The caring. And the few times, I was kidding before we went on the air, I said, Nelson Allen, I used to be able to go because they'd need a man once in a while, but he's there all the time. God bless him. Nelson, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
And I know Denise Arrigo's the one that got me involved coming down. And, and you're right. I mean, I've met so many wonderful neighbors that unfortunately don't have a home. I guess, don't have a place to stay. And, the economy and various reasons. I'll never forget Travis was the fellow. You remember
Yes.
Travis?
Mhm.
And he was a young guy. That was one of the last times I was there. It was a couple of years ago. And I got talking to him, and he was just great. I said, Travis, why are you here? He said, Mr. Quinn, I'm hooked on whatever it was, cocaine. No, not coke. It was that heavier duty stuff. But unfortunately, it's about 6 months later, he died. He overdosed. You know? So, I mean, that's a reality, folks, that is happening all over the place.
Absolutely.
Drugs are the cancer. I often say drugs are the cancer that's eating away at our society. You know, but
It's not Millville. It's not just Millville.
oh God, no, it's all over.
I
It's
was
everywhere.
and I tell this story often. I was down in Alabama visiting my in-laws, and we were miles away from the next house, going to a waterfall to hike down to a waterfall. And my brother-in-law said, "Hey, just be careful! Don't step on a needle." And I laughed.
Wow.
And sure enough, I looked down, and there was needles down there where cars had pulled up, and so it's not a Millville.
Oh no.
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 And we need to come together as a society to work on the issues that need to get done.
Well, the nice thing that you, Donna, and Andy provide, as well as all of your people that are there, is a support for them. They know you care about them. You're not there for any other reason. You're certainly not making money from it.
Right.
You're giving from your heart to help people, and that's what the Lord wants us to do. And I
Yes.
mean, it's a wonderful thing to be able to do that. And I know, Andy, I still wish you were a minister, but I know this man, talk about saints. He and his wife, Sherry, are saints, because how many children do you have now? Eight?
Eight, yeah.
8 children.
8.
And I know the oldest, Andy Jr., who was super. And Don, I was telling Andy before we got on the air, I was up to visit my daughter at the hospital 6 months ago or whatever, and Andy Jr. was there volunteering. And I mean, it's wonderful to see. And in fact, Andy Jr., we all go back to the ARC. I was executive director of the ARC back in the 80s, and that's when I got to meet Andy and Sherry and all that kind of stuff. And again, what wonderful people. And here's Andy Jr., who's handicapped, but you never know it. He's got great personality, loves people, and he's there helping people.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about. And that's what, I mean, I know myself, you guys are certainly great examples, and your husband too, Rod, of caring about people and wanting to help people. And, you have lots of energy. And it's the same with me. I don't know what I would do if I didn't do this show. I'd be bored to death. Because I don't play golf. I don't bowl. I don't do the different hobbies. But I love people. And I mean, like, just being here with you two is my high for the day. Because I get to be with two wonderful people, talk about some great things. And speaking of wonderful people, I didn't even know this, Don, until today. Congratulations. The Bridgeton Exchange Club's 2025 Book of Golden Deeds honoree is Donna Stiles. Her husband Rod and director Andy Reif from the Trinity Firsy Hope Center were guest speakers at the club's February dinner meeting. After the presentation about the many services that they're providing here in Millville, our community service chairperson Doreen Deinzer surprised Donna with a plaque in recognition of her years of service to the Hope Center, and Marge Miller nominated Donna for this recognition. Since 2020, she's been preparing nutritious care and share meals 6 days a week. Wow. For guests who are homeless and food insufficient. She's also been involved since 2016 with the Millville Code Blue program, which you mentioned earlier when we started. The club will be discussing ways to support the Hope Center with the assistance programs they provide to those in need in Cumberland County. And that, congratulations,
Thank
very,
you.
very well deserved.
It was
Well,
very surprised.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah. But
Very well deserved.
Yeah.
And I have to give a shout out to Rod on that one.
every time I see her, Rod's there. And
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he even drove her around today to get here.
Rod didn't even tell me that she was going to get an award.
Oh.
Yeah,
'Cause
he knew.
I couldn't
That's
give,
right. Andy told me that
I
earlier.
couldn't even give like a preliminary speech about Donna and all that she does because Rod kept it quiet. And Rod is the behind the scenes guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Up and down the steps, putting food away, putting stuff in the freezer. I mean, Rod is the constant guy, and I really wish that he was up here with us now. Rod, I'm sorry that you're not there.
There's the picture.
Donna
There we
right
got
there.
a handsome
There we are.
picture of it.
But great guy,
Right, we're on
tons,
TV, right? Well, you can see it right now.
tons of energy. It
Yeah.
really is amazing
Yeah.
for a man of his young age.
Yeah, I see how young he looks too.
For
Jeez.
not being out playing golf,
Yeah.
which he should be.
Do you-
I'm trying to talk him into going Wednesday, being fun as golf partner. So
No,
that's
what a
good.
great honor. It really was a
It
great
was.
honor for
It
Donna.
was.
And
Yeah.
It was a nice event and well deserved. And it just brings recognition to what the Hope Center represents
Yeah,
as well. Because I know Donna doesn't care about
right.
the
Yeah.
recognition.
She's not doing it for
It's
recognition.
what
She's
it's what we are trying to do to bring the plight of our guest,
Yeah.
around so that people can see that, and we need help. I mean, there's help.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Denise Arrigo yells at me because if I go in front of the Wawa over near the bridge, I got 3 people coming up hitting me up for money, and I always give money. And Denise said, "Jim, you got to get gift cards, and for food."
Yes.
I said, "Yeah," and I keep forgetting to do that, but I should get some Wawa gift cards or something. And here's the card.
Or a Hope Center business card, generic Hope Center business
Well,
card.
that was interesting. And then somebody told me that you could call the police and they'd work with you too. One real cold night, I was at this Sharp in Maine Wawa, and a fellow was sitting outside of the building, and I said to him, "Do you, about would you like to get to the homeless shelter and stuff?" He said no, and I thought, well, it's there and available, and thank God it's there because on those cold nights and things like that. And the other thing you mentioned is so important is you have a shower there, right?
oh yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
that's super because, if they're living in a tent or under a bridge or whatever, you don't have the bathroom facilities, the shower especially. And also, I know, in fact, we'll take a break, but when we come back, I want to talk more about the food program and how you do that 6 days a week. And then I know you also have other great, the clothing program, which I think was
clothing,
just got
yes.
started recently
Yes.
as well. We'll be back with Donna and Andy right after these messages.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
C&H Disposal Service has provided customers with the best customer service possible since 1981. C&H Disposal Service provides trash removal, dumpster rentals, septic cleaning, repair and installation, septic system certifications, portable restroom rentals, and demolition. With great customer service and competitive pricing, C&H Disposal Service has you covered at the home and on the job. C&H Disposal Service. Stick with the best.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guests are Donna Stiles and Andy Reif from the Hope Center. And we've got a big event coming up Monday, right?
Yes, we do.
Next
Yes.
Monday.
Yeah.
Next Monday, we will be having an outdoor celebration. The Hope Center just celebrated our 5th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You don't look a day over 4.
Oh, I know. But we're planning on having it outdoors.
That's nice.
We want it to be there for the neighborhood.
That's nice.
We've got a lot of services coming. We've got Complete Care coming and bringing their mobile health unit. Cumberland County Office of Social Services are coming. Gateway Wellness will be there, Inspira
that's
will be
super.
there, South Jersey AIDS Alliance, Recovery on Wheel.
Oh, that's
We've got a whole
fantastic.
host of people coming. We'll have food.
Wow.
We're going to have music.
Andy Jr.
Andy Jr. is
Oh,
our
hey,
DJ.
Hey, I've been to many great
Absolutely.
things he's DJ'd for me.
He's
Yeah.
going to be our DJ. We even have an ice cream truck coming.
Boy, oh boy, now that
So
doesn't
it's
get you out,
it's
right?
going to be a big party.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, we're really excited about it.
Just a good opportunity to celebrate where we've come.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's come a long
You
way
know,
in 5
from-
years.
From 20 people
Yeah.
on a day
Yeah.
to 160
Oh
last
my
week.
God.
Last Thursday, I think it was. Donna.
Last Thursday.
I wasn't there for lunch.
162 guests.
One sitting, 160 people.
Oh my
But
goodness.
fishes and loaves, we never ran out of food.
Isn't that something?
It happens.
Fishes and
It's
loaves.
fishes and loaves.
Wow.
We have
The
never
Lord
run
is
out.
blessing you there. Where do you get the food? I mean, is it
We are in a partnership with the South Jersey Food Distribution, the Rural Development, out on Mays
like
Landing
Mays
Road.
Landing? They were on last week.
Yes, we've we've been with them probably for about a year now. We also partner with Gateway
right
out in
Community
Bridgeton.
Action, yeah, out
In
Kelly.
fact, we just came from there today. We went out after lunches and did a pickup out there. We do that. We get donations, and
That's fantastic.
we
It always seems.
it's
to
always
work.
there.
Isn't that wonderful?
And now Custard Crowd. What the lady?
Yes,
sorry, remind me.
Corey Jaquette
Uh-huh.
from Custer Corral. She's been with us since the beginning.
Oh, that's super.
Corey has been amazing. She has either on a weekly or bi-weekly basis provided a meal
Oh,
for
that's-
us.
Wow.
She
a lot.
has to take time off during because she does.
Sure.
She's an accountant and
Oh, I
has to
didn't
take
know-
time off
oh, I
during
see.
tax season, of course.
Okay.
But she just started back up with us again, and she's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
fantastic.
She'll contact me, and it's like, and she doesn't, I love it because she doesn't blink an eye when I tell her, okay, our average is now 135 a day, as opposed to when she started with us, it was maybe 30.
Wow.
Then went
It's
to
like
40,
5
and
times
then
more.
keeps going, and she doesn't
Wow.
blink an eye.
Oh, God bless her.
So absolutely,
I like the Custard Crowd.
Yeah.
Crowd too. It's a
Yeah.
nice
But
place.
again, they're all neighbors. I mean, we don't turn anybody away.
No.
So
Yeah.
people are coming from the high rises.
I thought I'd heard that before
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
From just the neighborhood that
Yeah.
towards the end of the month, if you're living on Social Security,
Yeah.
if you're living on whatever,
Yeah.
it gets tight.
Yeah.
Let's face it. I mean,
Yes.
so our numbers go up at the end of the month, and they go down a little bit at the beginning of the month. But
Yeah.
it all fluctuates, and we get through it. But when we have people like Custard Corral, Bim's Pizza,
Yeah.
Bim's Joe Pierce has been wonderful to us for years.
Well, he better be, because I made him what he is.
Yeah,
today.
so Joe is awesome.
He
Joe
is.
did, once, we all have an idea of what happened there. And once Joe was back on his feet a little
Right,
bit,
yeah.
he has offered to come back, but, and all, I can't do that to him because, I can't expect a man to donate enough pizza to feed 135 people. That's a lot for a small business. So.
He's also fighting a fiscal problem. as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, we so appreciate Joe.
Yeah.
Joe
What
is
a good
just, he's an
guy.
amazing, amazing person.
Yes, he is.
and that's what we're looking for the most is the partnerships to help with meals.
Yes.
It's easy to say, oh, well, you cook for 160 people.
That's a
It's
lot
not
of
easy to
people.
say.
Wow.
But, when you have volunteers that are doing it over and over and over again, if somebody came in once a month
Yeah.
and said, you know what, our business is going to step up and we're going to give you enough prepared meals for 130 people,
Mhm.
our volunteers could take that day and do other things.
Right.
Donna does all of our SOAR paperwork, our Social Security, driver's license, identifications, all those things. It would free up some time, for things like
Yeah,
that. And,
right.
so we're always out there. We're always asking, please, just if you have it in your heart, we're obviously tax deductible.
We
To
are a
one-
501c.
Yeah.
One meal a week, one meal a month, one meal every 6 months. we're not asking for the world. And, some people are interested in helping, and some people, don't understand the plight. And then to the people that don't understand the plight of our guest, we just ask them to come out, visit us,
Yeah.
come see what we do.
Well, and as you see on the screen, certainly would love it. They would love it if you could donate money. But if you don't have the money, you got the time. You could donate your time, or most importantly, you probably got some food around the house. You could, canned goods or something you could drop off that could be utilized. And that's something that everybody needs. The people need that. And boy, what a wonderful situation to have grown to the 160. Wow.
We finished last year, 2024, we finished the year preparing and serving 40,590 meals.
Oh my God, Donna!
In 1 year.
That's phenomenal. Wow.
All
So
volunteer.
don't ask me why that number sticks in my head, but it does.
And as Andy said, all volunteers.
All volunteers.
All volunteer based.
Wow, that is fabulous.
We went from our first year, because I've got records from when we first started. And we started, from our first year, where by the end of the year we may have done about 8,000.
Wow.
And that was
Come a
pushing
long
it
way.
at 8,000 to,
Wow, that's fantastic. And like giving the people an address so they actually
Yes.
have a place that they can get their government checks or their licenses and things that they need. That is wonderful. What a great idea. It's P.O. Box 102, and then they have a box number. Is that
They
it?
have no box
Oh,
number.
it's
It
just
just comes to
102.
102 South
and then
Second Street.
you just
We
give-
have, we right now are up to we have 84 mailboxes
Wow.
right now that are
So the
individual,
person's
they're
name is on
locked.
it. I got it. Yeah.
Nobody else can get into them,
Oh,
so,
that's great.
yeah.
Boy, that is wonderful. Jeez. And it's here in Millville. And this is interesting. And Andy, you having been a pastor in a Methodist church, I was telling Andy before we went on the air, I just love Steve Schuster. I used to go to First Methodist. He was there. Phenomenal guy. And in fact, he and I still go to some baseball games together. But the thing that was interesting in Millville, and even now to some degree, you had First Methodist, which is where I was going with Steve, Second Methodist, which was over on McNeil Street, that then combined with Newcomtown and New Hope, or whatever they're called.
New Hope now.
But at one point in time, you had First Methodist, Second Methodist, Trinity Methodist, Fourth Methodist, Newcomtown Methodist, West Side Methodist, Mount Pleasant Methodist, 7 Methodist churches in town. And one of my secretaries used to go to West Side Methodist. So occasionally I would go there. And in fact, Dave Neester, oh my God, I don't know if you guys ever knew him. What a wonderful man. He used to umpire. But my youngest son has hemophilia. And Dave would take a van load of people to Children's Hospital to donate blood for my son.
Oh, that's awesome.
And actually helped to keep him alive that way because he didn't get the AIDS virus
Right.
because we were having designated donor blood
Right.
drops done. And I just loved him. So I went there. But and of course, you see what's happened over the period of time, whether it's COVID or whatever's happened, the church populations in all churches shrink. Very few are booming. So the one time I went to West Side, they had maybe 25, 30 people. And somebody told me, a friend of mine at Mount Pleasant said they have about the same. I said, do you think it makes sense the two get together? And then you have one with 60 or 70 people. But as you know, people love their church.
Yes.
And that's their church. And that's where their stained glass windows put in, their parents. And so I understand. I mean, at least Trinity and First did get together. So you have that, helping. And I used to go to Trinity, and I've gone to First. And, really both pastors, when I was going there, they were doing a really good job. But I remember Steve Schuster one Sunday saying to us, he said, and he wanted, I forget what the program was he started, but he said, look around this room. Look at all of us. What don't you see in this room? You didn't see a minority person. We were all white. And he said, our neighborhood is a mix of blacks and
absolutely.
Hispanics and all that, which you guys know, obviously. And he started a program, I forget the name of it, to get people to come in. And we actually had a black family that came to the church, which was wonderful, super people with their kids and all that. And I mean, I know now, that was years ago, the Methodist Church is welcome to everybody. And you guys are more than welcoming anybody and everybody that needs to come. You don't have to worry about anything other than if you need it, you're there to help. which is
One of the best things that I see when I go to church at 9 o'clock at First Church is all the people that are our guests
oh, that's super.
that are there,
Oh, that's
that
great.
are coming to worship God.
That's great
I
to
mean,
hear.
that's what,
Yeah.
that is the end goal.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
It really is.
Several of them have actually become members
Yeah.
of
know.
First
Oh,
Church.
that's
They've
wonderful.
gone through the process and they are now members.
That's fantastic, Donna.
And it's all
That
just
was
a
great.
matter of extending an
Yeah.
invitation.
Yeah, I hadn't thought
So-
about that, but what a great situation, you know, and it's, wow, that is wonderful to be able to get membership, and it gives them, besides their stomach being fed, their soul is being fed,
Absolutely.
you know, which is great.
I went to the 10:30 service. I helped out. I don't know, a month ago or whatever it was. Jay Reed was off. You know, we all love Jay Reed.
Oh my
but
God, yeah, Joyce
who can't
Vanneman.
love Jay Reed?
Jay's one
Joyce-
of our volunteers, so.
Joyce Vanneman loved his sermons. She absolutely
he
always
is.
talked
He
about
is an amazing man.
Yes, he is.
But he was off, and I had to try to step into his shoes. But afterwards, when the choir sang, 3 or 4 of the members of the choir were our guests or former
Oh, wow,
guests.
That's fantastic.
And I looked over at Pastor Jack, and I just said, it really, truly is a miracle.
Yes.
That is
It
fantastic.
really, truly is.
Well, we're talking with some fantastic people here, Donna Stiles and Andy Reid. And Rod Reed's back, keeping everybody in straight, and is here as well. And Rod donates lots and lots of time as well. And
Rod is there every moment that I am there.
I was going to
Yes.
say, every time I've been there, Rod's
We're
been there with
here.
you. And you actually live in Haleyville, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, I brought cable television when you were a little girl to Haleyville.
Gosh, you used to do, yes, you were our first cable company.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
no longer had to go outside and turn the pole with the antenna on it to get
Yeah.
Channel 40 in from
Yeah,
Atlantic
that's right.
City. Yeah.
That's true. Anyway, we'll be back with Andy and Donna right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey, and Donna Stiles and Andy Reif are with me, and we want to remind you where Donna and Andy are going to be next Monday at 6 o'clock at the Hope Center, right?
Yep, 11 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Oh, 10 o'clock.
In the
I'm
middle.
sorry.
10.
We're opening early. It's our
that's
birthday
super.
party.
Oh, that's great.
So we will be open from 10 to 1.
Oh, okay.
All outside in the parking lot.
Oh, that's nice.
We're going to have everything set up out there. So,
So there'll be free food, I guess.
yes.
Wow.
Yes.
hamburgers, hot dogs,
Yeah,
ice
we're
cream.
gonna cream
We're going to
truck,
have
jeez.
food and music and
That's right, Andy's
a
gonna
ton of
DJ.
services and yeah.
And I guess they could find out too about services
Yes.
that they might need.
Yes,
that
we
people
are.
don't
We're
know.
going to have. We have a lot of different agencies coming that day who we've
Yeah.
set up to be able to work with anybody. It's not limited to our guests. This is for our community. This is for our neighborhood.
That's
It's for our
super.
city.
Yeah.
You know, the Department of Veterans Affairs is going to be there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We have a veteran who needs help navigating the system. They're going to be there to
That's
help them.
fantastic. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's just wonderful. This is a funny story. I've been about 15 years on the board of directors at Complete Care. And, you know, you mentioned we're going to have our mobile unit there and stuff like that. And folks, if you don't have insurance, you don't have dental, you need help in any way, they're there and there's no charge. If you can't
Absolutely.
afford it, we provide the services for you. And this was a cute story. I've gone to Complete Care to the doctor during COVID. In fact, I get the shot and stuff from COVID. My primary care doctor is Dr. Conley. But, of course, being on the Complete Care board, well, one day, I've never had this happen before. I woke up one morning and I had a little bit of a toothache. So I called my dentist, and the girl says, he hasn't any appointments. I said, what am I supposed to do? She said, go to Complete Care. I said, geez, I'm on the board. Yeah, I had to think about it. Thank you very much. But again, that's along with Al Kelly's group, Gateway. I mean, we're fortunate in Cumberland County to have those groups, and there are many others. And of course, nobody's better than the Hope Center as far as helping people and providing the lunches 6 days a week.
6 days.
It's
a week.
actually 7
It's
days a
actually
week.
7.
Oh my God.
Care and Share does Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday, it's different groups. We, for years now, I know they're not called that, but we can't help it. We call them a tag team because it's tag you're it, and you're doing the following week. it's different different organizations, different churches, different families
Okay.
that come there, and they serve the meal every Sunday.
Wow.
Kind of gives us a day off, so
Well, you deserve those Sunday
Yeah.
off, so you can go to church and not have to worry
Yeah,
about
we
that.
do that,
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure you do.
The other thing on Monday, every Monday, and we talked about this a little bit, is pause for prayer. You know, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, we were having some problems with the guest during Code Blue, and we were just struggling like how to handle it, and we just realized that we needed to come for ourselves to God and pray about how to handle a certain guest. And pause for prayer was born out of that.
Wow.
So on Monday afternoon or Monday mornings at about 11:15, 11:10, we circle up all our volunteers, any guests that are there, and we've had as many as 40, 50.
oh yeah.
We've stood out in the blowing snow and
Wow.
pouring rain, and we have a short devotion, and we have a prayer time.
That's
And
great.
it has been really successful. And there's a picture, yeah. One of the things that I have to share, we had a guest, and I don't want to say his name, but we had a guest recently that Bobby Bledsoe's church, Dwelling Place
Yeah,
Church,
right.
he has interns that come in
Yes.
in the winter and summer. Gad, he was a young man from Africa that is going to church in Maine.
Wow.
And he came and he led our prayer circle. And at the end, he had like an altar call, and he asked if anybody wanted to accept Jesus. And this young man did.
Oh, that's
He
wonderful.
came, and it was really moving. We prayed together. He accepted Jesus. Unfortunately, about a month later, that young man was found dead in his tent.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it hurts.
But thank God he
It
accepted
hurts.
Jesus. At
Yes.
least we
But-
know he's going to heaven, you know.
That is the purpose.
Yeah.
That is the purpose, right?
Yeah.
A full belly's nice.
Yeah.
A full soul,
It's even nicer. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
a
true.
full soul
Yeah.
is nicer.
Yeah.
And that has really changed. I think some of the direction that we're going on. We really want to focus our mission to be God-centered. I mean, this is God created the Hope Center.
Yeah.
God gives us the energy. God, provides the food, and that's what we need to give thanks to Him. Send our prayers up to Him. Celebrate, and it's been so successful. I think
It has been.
on Monday.
It truly
So
has been.
this Monday, on our 5th anniversary, unfortunately, I didn't even tell Donna this yet. I have to take Andy to a doctor's appointment real quick, but he'll be set up.
Okay.
Bobby Bledsoe's going to come
Oh,
and
that's
lead.
great.
That's
I
going to be
talked
awesome.
to Bobby today, from Dwelling Place, and he's going to lead. And Pastor Brian will be there from First Church, Pastor Jack from First Church, and we're hoping to get other pastors from around the area. And that's been the goal of Pause for Prayer throughout this journey, is to have, this isn't just about First Church, it's not just about the Hope Center.
Right.
It's about bringing different churches together to lead us.
Yeah.
And to do different things. And we've had a lot of success. Fourth Church, not the Millville Nazarene Church.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on and on.
Nazarene, Dwelling Place, Port
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how small
Yeah.
or big
Yeah.
the donation may be. I mean, Port Elizabeth is a small church. I pastored there. But they still come.
That's
And they
nice.
bring
Yeah.
socks and
Yes.
toothbrushes and that's what it takes.
Yeah.
That really is. And that's been the most moving thing for me, I think, in the
It has
last
been. It absolutely.
in the last
and
6 to 8
it's
months.
so funny now because every Monday, it's usually about 10 after or so, we start going around outside, and all we do is yell "circle up," and
Oh,
they all
that's
know what
cute.
it means.
Oh, that's neat.
And they will, everyone's invited.
Oh, that's
Everyone's
nice.
invited. Everybody's welcomed.
Yeah, it's
And
ecumenical, too.
the circle
Yeah.
just continues to grow. And I think probably the most amazing one was when it was snowing. Like you would not believe out there, and it didn't matter.
Wow.
Our circle was full that
Oh,
day.
that's fantastic.
And we end every circle with either 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3. Go, God, as loud as
Oh,
we can
that's
scream
great.
it.
Oh, that's
But
great.
we want to do that, not
Yeah.
just because we need it, because
Yeah.
we do need it.
Yeah.
But we want the community to see
Yeah.
the real reason behind this. Because, like we talked about this earlier, Jim, this is volunteers.
Sure.
These are
Yep.
people that are doing this because
Yeah,
this is what they believe.
Right. For the love
Yeah.
of God and for the love of
Yeah.
humanity is
Yeah.
what's fantastic to be able to do. In fact, I remember you guys had said sometimes in the past that people from the senior high rise even come over, right?
Oh,
for lunches and
absolutely.
stuff,
We have quite a few of
Yeah.
our guests are from, especially toward the end of the month.
That's I
And
realized when Andy was
they
saying
are
that. Yeah.
so welcome. And
Yeah.
I've always said it. I said I would never want, my parents, God rest their souls, have both passed, but I would never want my parents at the end of the month
Yeah.
having to choose between food or a much needed medication.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is
Yeah.
the plight of so many right now. So, God provides. Like I said, we've never run out of food.
That's fabulous.
So you show up and we're going to feed you.
And the other interesting thing is Donna has become quite the bread breaker.
Oh,
baker.
yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Not lately, but
It's been incredible. We got a warmer that was donated by Jay Reed, as a matter of
That's
fact.
nice.
There's
Oh,
pictures of
there's
it.
the break.
And fresh. Well, I mean, the meals that we're turning out
Oh, that's fantastic.
are really gourmet. I'm not trying to brag because I don't do the cooking, but they're really, really good meals.
oh, that was meatloaf on that one. Yes, that was enough meatloaf for
Oh, my God.
one meal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So,
But we,
yeah.
we talk about having that partnership, and that's always what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Just somebody to help, just come alongside for a little
Yeah.
bit, that one day a week, one day a month. Give Donna a day
Yeah.
off, give the volunteers a day off. Come and see. Just if you don't want to just come with a meal, just come and see.
Yeah.
Meet our guest.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I've gotten to meet Donna and Rod through that Hope Center. And, of course, I've known Denise for many, many years, and Bonnie Jackson, who was a sweetheart also. And, boy, but you just, folks, you're not going to find, plus these three we're talking about now, Rod and Andy and Donna, you're not going to find better people. And they're not doing it for any reason except that they want to help people, help God's people. And that's the reason they're there. There's no other reason. You don't see, Donna say, well, I'm going to run for mayor of Commercial Township. That's what I'm doing this for. Or anybody there that's political. They're there because their heart says God wants them to help the people. And that's what you're
Yes.
doing, and that's a wonderful thing, and there's a great place in heaven and when you're 120,
Please.
This is huge. Speaking of that for a minute, when I was the mayor of Millville, I got to do 100-year-old proclamations for people turned 100, and I had 15 over the 12 years I was mayor.
Wow.
And George's father, George, my producer, his uncle, Frank, I think his name was, he was one. So I went up there, and this was cute with him. His niece called me. She said, Jim, you're going to go give Uncle Frank his proclamation? I said, absolutely. She said, could you do me a favor? I said, sure, what's that? She said, would you pick up his favorite lunch? I said, sure, what is it? She says, McDonald's hamburger fries. Here's the guy's 100, right? So he lived to be 106. But this was cute. You probably know Mary Ellen Morey from your commercial township. So I had her on, I guess by way of phone or whatever, and she had turned 100, 102, something like that. But this was a theory I had. And it's still, she makes, and well, there's Frank, never had kids, never was married, never had kids. And anyway, I said to her, Mary Ellen, because she was married to Jess Morey, I said, what do you attribute your longevity to? Never having kids? I said, see, that's what I said.
Well, then I'm not.
You're on borrowed time.
Yeah.
You and Sherry. But it's fun. I mean, I thank God that I have 3 wonderful kids. But I mean, it was interesting to hear her, say that and all that stuff. But it's just loving what you do. And I mean, and I know it's nothing better than to give back when it makes, fills your heart, fills your soul, whatever you want to say. And, God loves you. There's no question about it. And that's what's wonderful and provides. My gosh, you guys, all those meals you put out. Wow.
It's sharing that story, our stories, with our guests and listening to them, taking the opportunity to listen to their stories, because a lot of people in Millville are one paycheck away from becoming our guest.
Sure. Well, it's like you said, the end of the month,
Yeah.
the Social Security check's running out. You need medicine or you need food.
We have an older gentleman that, lives in his car.
Oh my God.
We do the best we can for him, but he doesn't want to come in all the time. He comes in sometimes during the winter, but it's, it tugs at your heart, and it's not always easy, because I have to be honest, not all our guests are the easiest people to get along with.
Yeah, they've got problems.
99% of them
Oh, absolutely.
are grateful,
Yes.
are willing to lend a hand.
Yeah.
And we actually did the our tickets.
Yeah. We had decided that we kind of needed to come up with a way to get them to, because we would have like the same 1 or 2. That anytime I would say, can somebody, they would be the first one jumping up. And then we decided we have to do something here. So we started with, I made up tickets, and they are called Hope Center Superstars.
Yep.
Wow.
And if I ask for help for anything, whoever it is that helps gets awarded one of these.
Oh, that's nice.
And none of them knew they were getting them. They just jumped up because I said we could use some help. And then in exchange for that coupon, they give it back to me. They either get full-size candy bars, or they get special ice cream, or they get Wawa Shorty coupons. They get things like that. They get rewarded.
Oh, that's great.
And then I've got other ones that are looking at me. I'm like, well, I want one of those. I said, you get them by helping. And now it's like I've got a whole core group
That's super.
that will jump up the second I need help with anything.
That's fantastic.
And then will tell me, you don't have to give us anything.
Isn't that nice?
It's
So
part
it's-
of our core values.
Sure.
Yeah.
Step
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this. Step in, step up.
Yeah.
Next step, step out.
Yeah.
When you step in, we just want to know who you are. What do you
Yeah.
need? Can we help you? What can we do?
Yeah.
The next step is, hey, help us a little bit. Here's
Sure.
your meal, but
Yeah.
would you mind grabbing that trash?
Great.
Because we can only do so much
Sure,
with
exactly.
the people that we
Yeah.
have. And really the big one is the next step is working on housing, getting the IDs. The things that are so hard to get.
Yeah.
Really are hard to get, and then step out. So we have this poster, it's right inside our door when you walk in, and it had 1 signature on it, and then 2. I think there's about 30 signatures.
There's almost 30
Oh, wow.
on this.
Of
And these are
people-
all who have
Step up.
stepped out.
Oh, that's super.
have their own place to live, have a
Oh,
job.
wow. That's
I mean,
fantastic.
this is the goal. It's not just
that's
to be a soup kitchen.
Yeah,
Our goal
well, you've
is
come
to.
a long way.
I mean,
Our goal is to
Yeah.
get them.
Our
down
goal,
forward.
seriously, is for our daily number to be 0.
Yeah,
That would be a blessing.
it sure would be.
We
To
would
have it
yeah.
down to where we could actually
Close
close
the
the doors at lunchtime because we weren't needed for lunch anymore. We would still be there for everything else,
Yeah,
but our goal is to get that number down to 0.
that would be fantastic. We're talking with Donna Stiles and Mr. Reif, and Andy Reif, and we'll be back with more right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
C&H Disposal Service has provided customers with the best customer service possible since 1981. C&H Disposal Service provides trash removal, dumpster rentals, septic cleaning, repair and installation, septic system certifications, portable restroom rentals, and demolition. With great customer service and competitive pricing, C&H Disposal Service has you covered at the home and on the job. C&H Disposal Service. Stick with the best.
Did you know people litter less when their community is clean? Don't trash Cumberland County's future. At home, cover garbage and recycling cans. In your car, use litter bags to prevent trash and litter from flying out of the window. Also, keep your truck bed clear of trash and debris so our streets stay clean and hazard-free. And avoid single-use plastics such as straws and water bottles. Keep Cumberland County beautiful. Please don't litter. Visit theauthoritynj.com.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Donna Stiles, along with Andy Reif, my guest. And once again, tell everybody what's happening. It's 10 a.m. Monday.
10 a.m. on Monday.
That's the
Monday,
12th.
May 12th. It'll
May
be
12th.
from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. In our parking lot at the Hope Center, we will be having a huge outdoor celebration, celebrating our 5th birthday.
And Andy Reif Jr. is going to be the DJ.
Yes.
And going to have ice cream truck and food.
Food.
Everything.
Food, ice cream, all kinds of services.
Yeah, that'll be wonderful.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
really looking forward to it.
And we're hoping the biggest prayer circle we've had yet.
Yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
That is fantastic. Well, and you know, as you talked about, like Bobby Bledsoe, and I think of Rich Myers, and I think of the ministers that we have that are not affiliated with the Methodist Church, although I love the Methodist ministers. But we're fortunate. Bobby Bledsoe, of course, with his own church that he started up. And I kid Steve Schuster. This is a true story. I said, Steve Schuster, it's your fault that the Presbyterian Church closed. What happened was he was so good. Jim Hurley, who I loved, was a pillar at the Presbyterian Church. Well, Jim loved Steve, so Jim started going over to the First Methodist, and then many other people followed. And unfortunately, Presbyterian got to the point they just ended up closing up. So I told Bobby, you should thank Steve Schuster for that. And Steve didn't do that intentionally. I don't want anybody to think he was
well, we're
trying.
so glad to have Bobby as our neighbor at First
Yeah,
Church,
yeah.
and he's providing a meal one night a month to start right
That's
now.
super,
And
yeah.
I mean, he does. They're trying
Yes.
to do a
Yeah.
lot. I mean,
Yeah, he's a giver too.
Yeah.
Likes
Yes.
to help, and
he,
they
have a lot of ministries that are very important
yes,
to
they
what
do.
our community
Yeah, they had
does. So
a thrift store where.
Yeah.
Oh, the one thing we didn't talk a whole bunch about, I know Denise Arrigo stepping up and helping with that, Donna, is the clothing component.
Yes.
You have, right?
We have, since Trinity Church was just sitting there empty in our parking lot, a bunch of us got together, got an idea together. We have a whole separate group of volunteers who run it, which makes me very happy.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's got to sleep sometime.
But we have next door at Trinity Church opened up what is called the Hope Chest.
Oh, that's great.
And it is a clothing closet that's kind of more than a clothing closet. They're open 2 days a week. The guests can come in and they actually get to shop
Oh, that's
for their own items.
right.
You know, as opposed to when the clothing closet was downstairs at the Hope Center, and during lunchtime you have somebody who says, I need a pair of jeans.
Right.
And you're running downstairs and you're grabbing the first pair of pants you find in that size.
Right.
And running those back up, and
Yeah.
then somebody else says, oh, I need a pair too.
Right.
And then you're running back downstairs and
Yeah.
grab. They had no choice in it. It was whatever we grabbed first.
Yeah. That's good.
Now they get to come in and they get to
That's
shop
nice.
for their own items.
That's
and
fantastic.
you know, we have household items.
Oh, no kidding.
It's open to the community. So
Oh, that's great.
you know, I will say a really quick story. We had a couple of young women. This was probably back in around November or so, maybe October, November. The two of them were living together. They were raising their kids together.
Okay.
And there was a house fire.
Oh.
And they were relocated for probably about 3 or 4 months in a hotel. The one young woman has a special needs daughter who is in a wheelchair.
Uh-huh.
The other young woman has a young son who is battling cancer.
Oh, wow, my God.
And they came to us. And this was not long after the fire happened. So we took them into the Hope Chest first. Whatever we could find. Clothes for them, clothes for their
That's
kids. Then we brought them over to the Hope Center
Yeah.
and took them downstairs. And it's like, okay, you know, you can cook this in a hotel room, you can cook this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loaded them up and gave them paper They came back to me in, I believe it was January, so excited because the house was done.
Oh, that's good.
They were able to move back in. But, you know, now they needed stuff for the
Sure.
house because
Yeah, right.
I'm like, let's go. We went
Oh.
right back in the Hope Chest.
That's
We
nice.
found pots and pans.
Oh,
We found
that's
blankets.
Oh, that's
I'm
great.
like, you take what you need.
Yeah.
Denise has kind of taken the lead on
Yes.
on a lot of what's going on at the
Yeah.
Hope Chest.
Yeah.
And she told me the story the other day. And she actually had tears in her eyes when she was telling me the story. A young man came in, and it's prom season.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He was a
May,
senior in
yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no money in the family
Yeah.
to buy a suit,
Right.
and they were able to completely outfit it.
Oh, isn't
suit,
that wonderful?
tie,
Oh, my
and
God.
he looked fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
super.
if we had his picture, I'm sure he would mind if we even shared it. But I mean, that's what they're able
that's
to do
fabulous,
there,
yeah.
and we have big dreams
Yeah.
for that as we move forward. Not, you know, there's a lot of planning
Yeah.
and a lot of zoning and things that we have to figure out. But that's part of it,
Mm-hmm.
and we just are constantly looking for the next need,
Yes.
so that we can help. They had a gentleman come in. I saw a picture this morning that needed size 17
Yes.
shoes,
I was sent that
and it
picture.
took a while. It took a while, but they found them.
That's funny. I was with a fellow at the Phillies game the other day, and he had really nice sneaks. And I said, what size are they? He said, 17. And I said, wow, he's tall, obviously, tall fella. And I said, wow. I think Charles Barkley wears that size, too. I think I saw him on TV talking about it. Well, you got to get that guy on a basketball team.
Yeah, this guest didn't realize they had located a pair
Wow.
until
Yeah.
he came in today.
The pictures were.
And
Oh, my God. That's,
they were able to give them to him and a look on his face.
Oh, that had to be fabulous.
It was amazing.
And
And
the
it's like
young-
Denise said, and it's true. It's why we do what we do.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
it's why we keep
Yeah.
going.
Well, and you're right. I mean, at least it lets you absorb, my God, what we're doing is working. And
Mm-hmm.
thank you, God, for giving us first of all, thank you, God, for giving us all the people that volunteer like you
Oh,
guys.
absolutely.
And certainly be able to help the people that you're able to help. It's a wonderful thing, to be able to do. And I'm so proud of you, Donna and Rod and Andy and Denise and Bonnie, and there's many, many other people,
Many,
obviously,
many.
yeah, that I don't know, but you guys I do know, and it's just a wonderful opportunity. So one last time before we wrap up, what time were you there Saturday?
On Monday?
Monday the 12th. Monday, the
Monday,
12th.
May 12th,
Yep.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. outside in our parking lot.
Okay, and there'll be food and ice cream and prayers.
Mm-hmm. Food, ice cream,
Prayer circle.
giant prayer circle, music, all kinds of services.
Oh, that's great. And it's all free,
And it's all free.
no charge whatsoever.
No.
Yeah. Well, Donna, thank you for all
Oh,
you do.
thank you.
For the Center. Rod, thank you too for all you do. Andy, you're wonderful. God bless you And
Love
keep,
you.
and love you too. You and your wife are amazing people, and your wonderful children too. God bless all of you. Thank you, and thank you, George Kachia, for producing the show today. And we hope that you'll stop Monday, May 12th at 10 a.m. at the Hope Center, right behind Trinity Methodist Church in Millville. Take care, folks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.